This is like a combination of black rock shooter, or rather white rock shooter, and some FGO character like Soji Okita, man. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven, today with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 16th to 21st of December 2024. You know what? I was thinking we are near the end of the year, right before Christmas week. There shouldn't be many interesting figures, right? I was so wrong, man. Like, this is probably one of the best weeks of December yet so far. So many excellent figures that are so tempting. So without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for the genuine licensed anime figures. And as usual, I've selected the skill figures I want to cover. Starting off with 1x4 skill from Alpha Max, we have Takao from Azalane at 1x4 skill. 35,000 yen, August release 2025. Hell yes, right? I think Alta released a Takao figure that looked very similar to this one. Very similar. That was quite a number of years ago, and that one did get a re-release, I think, at 1x7 scale. But hey, if you have money for a 1x4 at 35k, that is not a bad price at all. And you know, between Alpha Max and Freeing, I would tell you to get an Alpha Max figure any day. Yes. So while this may not be something that I would personally purchase, she comes as highly recommended. This looks fabulous, man, and she is not a bunny girl. Yeah. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale over here. Okay, Freeing. I know that I have been telling you guys to stop with the bunny girl BS, but okay, this is something different for once, but I'm not sure if I like it. I'm sorry, Freeing, because, you know, when you tell me Shion, right? Even if you dress her up in a yukata, I would expect her to see her holding that giant sword that she has. Like, it looks like a cleaver, right? That sword. I like that thing. I love my girls with huge weapons, and this is a little bit underwhelming, unfortunately. I mean, you just throw in that giant cleaver over there and price her at 40,000 yen. I would say hell yes, but this one, I'm not so sure. Okay, so we have a 1x4 scale Shion Yukata version at 35,000 yen coming out in June next year. That Takao figure earlier looks better, right? For the same price, yes. So will this mean that Freeing will start a series of Yukata figures? Maybe. Just a number of years ago, they did this Yukata series of figures, but at 1x8 scale for like 8,000 yen or so. They are no longer a thing today, but looks like they might return to doing this series of figures, but at 1x4 scale. I'm not sure if it is a good idea, but at least it isn't bunny suit anymore. Moving on to the next 1x4 scale, we have both Ram and Ram. Barrel Leg Bunny version 2nd on pre-order this week. Only 27,000 yen each, because obviously they are very simple figures, very low effort looking figures. Yeah, okay. Fine, 27k is very cheap for a 1x4 scale for sure. Just that, my personal opinion, by the way, I would prefer to spend 27k on a highly detailed 1x7 or 1x6 scale figure over a very plain and simple 1x4 scale. That is my kind of collecting. I look at details first, size second. Like, sure, 1x8 is too small. I hate 1x8s, right? But I think 1x7 and 1x6 that are highly detailed gives me the best balance between price and also the amount of space they take up. Yeah. Though in general, these kind of bunny figures, they don't take up that much space anyway. Okay, moving on to the next one. We are now finally moving into 1x6 scale. This is Illustrator Collection figure Toshishita Kanojo. Illustration by Nabi by DMM Factory. 25,000 yen, September release. Okay, I like this one a lot simply because I am a photographer and I find this extremely pleasing and photogenic to look at. I wish that this is a little bit cheaper, but maybe I'm being unfair to DMM Factory over here because they overpriced their Oshinoko figures, right? This one, on the other hand, we have that potted plant over there, and the chair she is sitting on, I think it looks very nice. And at 1x6 scale, I think 25k for this one is reasonable. I would love to have one, man. Like, all these game characters, be it Blue Archive Nikkei or FGO, Azalane, they are already draining my wallet dry, and you expect me to spend more money on original art figures. It is quite a tough asking, but I would love to get this one. Surely, this is beautiful. Moving on to the next one, this is actually kind of a low budget scale figure. I'm not sure whether to put this in scale figure section or the low budget section, but anyways, 1/6 scale Migu-chan illustration by Frank, deluxe edition by Momorosa, which I did review their very first scale figure. It was great. Yeah. So this one, including that, what is that? Anyways, that free gift over there, going for 8,000 yen, and if you are not interested, she is only 7,000 yen. Yeah, coming out in October next year. This is quite a lot more detailed than the figure that I reviewed by Momorosa, which is all black. This looks a lot more detailed, and yes, I am very interested, just that I'm not sure if I should pre-order her early. I don't see the need to, because I can get my figures from Taobao China with ease, so I don't see upon pre-ordering it early. But if you want to make sure that you get your hands on the figure as early as possible, you want to guarantee that you get it, then pre-ordering it is not necessarily a bad idea, because these low budget scale figures, they tend to sell out very quickly in Japanese sites, and their value actually go up for some reason. I don't know why this happens, because over in China they tend to be quite easy to find. Moving on to the next 1/6 scale. Wow, Grisaya! I liked the series a lot. Like, I watched the OVA back then from a few years ago, and there was also a series. But if I'm not mistaken, there is a new Grisaya series airing in January, which is probably why this figure appeared out of nowhere. So we have Reina Fukami, metallic blue version by Orchid Seed. Is this like an old figure? I think it is, right? An old figure that they recolored her bikini in a different color and re-released it. Back then it was purple color, violet color, I think. So this is only 18,000 yen, coming out in July next year. And Orchid Seed is known as Tuberosa Plus today. For this figure, they are keeping the old name because this is an old figure, presumably. Those rights holder stuff. Yeah, it has something to do with copyright, I think. Okay. This is a little bit too boring. Like, yeah, sure, those opai are magnificent for sure, but I would prefer if Orchid Seed re-releases their bunny version of this very same character, which came out many years ago. She is hugging a carrot plushie of some kind. That one was fantastic, and that one was partially customable as well. They should re-release that version. Okay. This one is okay for 18,000 yen, right? And Orchid Seed, in case you're unfamiliar with this brand, they used to be more common in the past, and their figures are really good. I own 3 of their Sonico figures, and I'm still holding on to them today. I also have their Elaine figure from, what was the name again? That elf. Yeah, from an old anime and game. But anyways, I can vouch for their figures. Moving on to the next one over here, Ecchi figure, Shuju X Taxi 1/6 scale by Shion from a brand called Spinel, a very new brand. I think they have a few figures on pre-order already, but none of them has been released yet. So this is going for 26,000 yen, coming out in September 2025. Well, just your personal mate teasing you, right? This is just a maid figure that is topless. Whether you like her depends on whether you like the character design. Maid figures are very common nowadays. Yeah, so this doesn't feel too special to me, but if there is one thing I really appreciate about this figure is that this is an Ecchi figure that does not have oversized papayas on their chest. Yeah, I would like to see more medium-sized opai in Ecchi figures. Moving on to the next one over here. This is so simple, just a bikini figure, but for some reason she looks amazing, for reasons I can't even explain myself. So we have 1/7 scale Warehouse Aoko. What is that? If you know something, let me know down in the comments below. And this is by Golden Head at 1/7 scale, 20,000 yen. Maybe it is because of this photography work over here, the figure just looks fantastic, even though it is a very plain black bikini figure, I guess it is all down to her face, right? Her face is so attractive. So is this Miku's older sister or something? Very nice. In fact, this figure was pretty popular when I posted it on my Facebook page. Quite a number of shares. Moving up next, we have one of the best figures this week. There are 3 of them I would like to highlight, and this is one of them. It is so random, like, we keep getting Asuna figures all over the place. Where is Shinon, right? And here we go. This looks fabulous that I want it so badly. This is coming from Eastream and Shibuya Scramble figure. That is one sloppy mistake over there. HLJ, they have mentioned that this is made by Cyber Agent. That is wrong, right? And they haven't corrected it after 2 days. This went on pre-order. Xenon Crystal Dress version, 25,000 yen, January 2026 release. Yeah, budget for 2026 now. What happened to you guys in stream? What happened? This is quite affordable, quite reasonable for an Eastream Shibuya Scramble figure. This is by no means a simple figure, okay? You look at the sheer amount of detail, intricate detail on her dress, and the rock base as well. And of course, her rifle is included in the package. Fantastic package over here. I have a friend who is a big fan of Xenon. He said he hated this figure for reasons I can't comprehend. I like it a lot personally. And yes, you have my attention, Shibuya Scramble figure. It has been a long while since my last Eastream figure, which was Lancer Ultra from FGO. Will I pre-order one? I'm still contemplating because unlike in the past, Eastream figure don't exactly become rare and expensive nowadays. Yeah, they more or less they retain their value after release, so I don't see a point pre-ordering too early. But there are also Eastream figures which became ludicrously expensive, like their No Game No Life Shiro, 80,000 yen. That was crazy. So maybe pre-ordering one is not a bad idea. Man, I like this so much. It has been a long time something from SAO attracted me. Moving on to the next one, another highlight of the week coming from Solarin, a rising Chinese brand. We have Black Rock Shooter Pilot Edition version 1/7 scale at 27,000 yen, November release 2025. Okay, with this specific artwork, right, that this figure is based on, I have seen third parties. I wouldn't call them bootlegs at this point. I've seen third parties that make low quality PVC figures who have attempted making this exact artwork into a figure. I wonder if they still exist. It has been years ago actually, but I would always tell you guys to get the one made by Solarin, which is this one over here. Am I interested? Hell yeah, baby. I have always been a big fan of Black Rock Shooter, and I am such an embarrassment to the entire Black Rock Shooter community or fandom for saying I am a fan, but I haven't purchased the last 2 or 3 scale figures of her that has came out. I'm keeping an eye on the one where she is diving down in a huge motorcycle. That thing is so bloody expensive, but I want it so badly. And here's another one which is hard to refuse, man. How do I make money faster? Yes, big yes, pre-order it if you love her. Moving on to the next one, Azalain Alrich von Hatten Ignition Matrician version by Apex Toys going for 21,500 yen, January release 2026. Again, yeah, Apex Toys makes so many figures that it is no surprise that nowadays you need to wait at least a year to get your figures, but they very rarely delay their stuff, so at least there is a bright side over there. I nearly bought into their racing series of figures, right? But in the end, I decided to avoid because there are too many stuff to buy. Like, I have to be more selective. This is a nice buy regardless, but I would prefer to go for the one that went on pre-order recently. The ones by Alter or Any Game. Yeah, both Alter and Any Game, really depends which one you prefer. So I would go for those that they are dressed in their default outfit or costume that we see in the game rather than a fan service version such as a racing outfit. Not to say this is a bad figure, but this wouldn't be my top priority when it comes to getting a figure of Ulrich over here. But now we have 3 incredible figures of her to choose from, and it is not easy. Moving on to the next one. Ulrich lost out just a little bit to this figure. This would be my third figure, which I would like to highlight this week because, this is like a combination of Black Rock Shooter, or rather White Rock Shooter, and some FGO character like Soji Okita. Man, it feels so similar. And even though I know nothing about Punishing Grey Raven other than knowing that it is a game, yes, I want this so badly. I would even say I'm quite certain right now that this would be my very first Punishing Grey Raven scale figure. Yes, I'm getting one. I'm not sure if I will pre-order it early yet. I'm inclined not to because Good Smile figures, they tend to bin a little bit after release, and that is because they overproduce them, but this would blend in very nicely with my existing FGO figures. And for some reason, when I look at her close-up pictures over here, it feels really familiar. This feels like a figure coming from the very same team or product line, the same team of sculptors and painters responsible for every saber face figures ever made by Good Smile Company. And for that reason alone, I'm very confident this will turn out fine, right? I just don't know how to explain it, It is like when you look at a specific artist, new artwork, even though nobody told you who drew this art, you kind of know who the artist is. And that is what I felt when I saw this figure. This feels like it came from the same person who sculpted all those FGO saber figures made by Good Smile at 1/7 scale. That only makes me feel more confident about it, and yes, I want this really badly. So this is Lucia Crimson Weave, 24,000 yen, coming out in November 2024. Hell yes, I want it. This is my personal favorite this week, hands down. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Good Smile Company is on fire this week. We have Marin Kitagawa cosplaying as Shizuku Kuroe from My Dress Up Darling. Just under 20,000 yen, going for releasing in February 2026. Wow. I think it is fair. I suppose it is fair because we are just a couple of weeks away from the end of the year. This is 13 months wait right here. Is it worth it? Possibly, right? I would rather figure brands take their time to make the figure rather than, rushing it out. I still prefer the Liz cosplays somehow, maybe because of the red colors, so vibrant, so shiny and stuff like that. But this isn't too bad. This is the first Shizuku Kuroe cosplay scale figure, and it comes from Good Smile Company, which we are off to a great start. Yes, pre-order it. This is so cheap, right? No reason to say no if you are a big fan of Marin Kitagawa. And we have a third Good Smile Company figure over here. Actually, there are 4 of them. No, this is by Design Coco. My bad. We have a third Good Smile figure later. Okay, this is by Design Coco. We have 1/7 scale Snow Miku Skytown 10th anniversary version. And this is very expensive for Design Coco scale figure. More expensive than usual, almost 32,000 yen before discounts. Coming out in January 2026 as well. Well, this is a little bit like Vanilla Snow Miku, right? Yeah, her vanilla, her original outfit. And some of you will prefer that. I think it is a breath of fresh air because we keep getting Miku dressed up in all kinds of different outfits, just like what figure brands have been doing to Ram and Ram. So having a vanilla look to this figure is nice. It's very nice. For big and hardcore fans of Hatsune Miku, it is hard to refuse. And it looks like they're using these effect parts on the base to support her twin tail, which is smart. I would rather see figure brands do something about it. About something like about heavy twin tails, heavy air strands, or other weapons in a very smart way, like this figure over here, rather than putting just plastic rods over there. I can't be certain, but it does look like that these parts over here on the base are supporting the twin tail in some way, and let's hope that is the case. Do we even have any high quality Snow Miku scale figures in the recent year or two? I can't remember any. Yeah, this is not bad at all as long you are able to afford the price. Moving on, yeah, there we go. The third Good Smile Company scale figure, Chainsaw Man, out of so many things they could have made. 25,300 yen, August release 2024. So would you go back to Good Smile Company or would you choose other brands? There are so many brands that made this figure already. I think Sega's S-Fire has one. I think Fat Company had one as well. Kutobukiya too. But the paintwork on this is good, right? Like, I love how realistic the blood looks over here. It is not bright red, it is darker, and I prefer it that way. Let's hope this is not just the magic of photography and lighting. Like, the actual figure looks like this. With Good Smile though, I wouldn't worry too much, and 25k is okay for a figure like this with that fancy base over there, but Chainsaw Man, there are so many figures of him, and for that reason, I would suggest waiting until after release. You might see some discounts, yeah. Moving on to the next scale figure, this is a re-release and HLJ is messing up the company name again. This is not by PM Office A or Plum. This is made by a Chinese brand called DC, right? They haven't changed it after 2 or 3 days. 1/7 scale Colidis Draco Bellatrix Feminina. Okay. 22,000 yen after a discount, April release 2025. Quite fast actually. Okay, so this figure, I'm actually a bit surprised to see her getting a re-release. I know that she was popular, but not to the extent of needing a re-release. So this is quite a bit of a surprise to me. But at the same time, I can sort of understand. I mean, we don't get many scale figures with this mouth gag over there. And I have the same comment as I did a year ago when I covered this figure for the first time. It looks like she stole the very same outfit from Scarhack's wardrobe from FGO. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have Ozora Subaru Suspenders version by Kotobuki. 1/7 scale Hololive production. Okay. 24K, it is okay for Kotobukiya scale figure like this, and we're getting a really nice base over there. This is one detailed outfit, and I just love that outfit they put on this figure over here. Oh, this is really nice. Look at the waist region over here. Oh, 24K is worth it for a Kotobukiya figure like this. But Koto, please stop using this background for your figure photos. This is really ugly. Seriously. Yeah, this wooden paper, I have the same thing in my studio. I use it once, I don't want to use it again. Should you get it? Yes. Rather than, hunting down the older version, the first version, which is probably rare and expensive by now, I would rather you get this newer version, which looks incredible. Yeah. Moving on to the next figure over here, we have Prisma Wing overpricing again. Yeah. Nothing too surprising anymore, right? Okay, so we have 1/7 scale Promise of Wizard Owen. I have no idea what this thing is. So you have a metal rod shoved up his anus and another one supporting his leg, floating on top of a normal looking base. And this thing is 33,000 yen after discount. And if that is not bad enough, we have a more expensive version, the deluxe version, going for 47,000 yen plus. So the reason why this is looking so half-assed in a way, like it is a low effort way, to support a scale figure that is still so expensive regardless. I know that they need to get rid of this base to cut costs, to offer a cheaper option to people on a budget, but this is not the correct way to do it. Coming out in November 2025. Okay, I'm done complaining about Prisma Wing. Okay, moving on to the next one by Luminous Box. We have a 1/7 scale Konosuba Megumin at just under 14,000 yen, coming out in August 2025. Yeah, she is cheap because we are getting just a plain black glossy plastic base that looks very easy to scratch, but at 14,000 yen, fine. Right? This is still a worthy purchase because she is so affordable. Luminous Box should be a Chinese brand. I think I need to double check again. Should be. And a relatively new brand, yes. Nobody can have enough Megumins, and she is definitely my favorite character in Konosuba. Darkness would be a close second. Like, I can't decide between Lolly or Big Opie because I like both. Actually, I enjoy both, Yeah. Moving on to the next one. We are now going into low budget territory, and so this is Tenitol Tall, basically the equivalent of Pop-Up Rate L. This is closer to 1/7 scale. We have R3 My Dear Moments, 9,500 yen, coming out in November next year. And this is an excellent option if you don't want to pay 20,000 yen for the Aniplex 1/7 scale figure. Yeah. In fact, for a seasonal anime character that might be forgotten in less than a year, I think I would settle for a Tenitol figure. Yeah. Moving on to the next budget figure, we have Pop-Up Rate SP Masquerena from Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is beautiful for Pop Rate. Coming from Max Factory at 9,000 yen, that sounds very promising because it is Max Factory instead of Good Smile. Coming out in July next year, and I just couldn't stop looking at her ass, man. It's so shiny, Kirara, and oh god, Plastic God. I know that they don't have a choice, right? The weight distribution is unbalanced. But God, that I don't even like Yu-Gi-Oh, man, but I want the figure. I mean, in combination with the very shiny outfit, and then you have the translucent outer shirt over there, whatever that is called, outer shirt. Man, this is so attractive. 9,000 yen is okay. And my pop rate SP is also quite big, right? Like 1/7 scale. Sometimes you would just expect the most unexpected. Like, you don't even care about the figure. You saw it in one fest, unpainted. Like, I don't care about this character. And then months later, I want it. Yeah, happens a lot to me. Alright, moving on to the next figure over here. Pop rate L size with Rika Takarada. Unfortunately, she is wearing stockings that, yeah, you don't get to enjoy the full glory of her godly thighs. But regardless, for 8,000 yen, this could be a nice purchase, even though this is a tad bit plain. I can see myself displaying this figure next to, those 1/6 scale date style figures by Good Smile, but wrong scale. Pop rate is like 1/7. I mean, pop rate L, right? Simple figure. There's no way Good Smile would mess this up, right? I mean, the shirt is just plain blue. This is so easy to paint for them. Moving on to the next HLJ figure over here, re-release again. This one I am not surprised at all. Now back then when I saw this Miku figure, which looks like Toga Himiko from BNHA cosplaying as Hatsune Miku, yeah, I told you guys to get it. I liked it a lot, even though I myself did not buy it, and this turns out to be so popular that she now needs a re-release. Not surprised at all. This is good stuff, so get it if you missed out the first release. Hatsune Miku Vampire version L, 8,000 yen, coming out in May next year. Get it. And the last figure on HLJ for this week, we have pop-up rate NV from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, 5,000 yen, coming out in July 2025. Okay, this is the kind of figure where you shouldn't pre-order too early. They won't be very rare after release, but hey, I can understand why FMAB collectors would be so restless. Like, you guys don't get many new figures nowadays, isn't it? And are there even any NV scale figures? Maybe they came out 10 years ago, I have no idea, but I don't remember any. Yeah, 5,000 yen is fine. This is not the kind of figure I would expect Good Smile to mess up. Now we shall move on to Ami Ami. This week we have only 2 Ami Ami exclusives, but I wouldn't be too surprised, right? I mean, Fat Company, every time there is a popular character from a popular game, they wouldn't miss out this opportunity to slap an exclusive tag on it. So for this week, we have Blue Archive Ui swimsuit version at 1/7 scale, going for 27,000 yen, coming out in September 2025. My question for all of you watching this, can you justify this figure at 27,000 yen? For me, I'm leaning towards the answer no. Like, if this was 4 or 5,000 yen cheaper, me being my cheapskate self, I would be more able to accept it, right? Because this is like a lolly character. I mean, her thighs are so skinny that I think my arms are thicker or something like that. This is not a big figure. You need to remember that, even at 1/7 scale. I know that the suitcase looks fantastic and we are getting something that is not a plain round disc base. That is a good base. That is a nice suitcase. Like, overall, the entire figure looks great. I have no complaints about the figure at all. And I would even tell you to pre-order it if money or the price is not an issue to you, because I don't see Fat Company messing up this figure. No, she is just wearing plain grey sweater over black bikini. Like, it is a simple outfit, not too detailed, no fine details in between. So I wouldn't expect a really big or massive paint transfer or QC issues that is normally known to Fat Company. This is one of those safer figures to get from Fat Company if you wish to pre-order early. Can't say the same for the suitcase, but at least I think the figure will turn out fine. But still, I am a cheapskate, that's the thing. Man, she looks like she hasn't slept in a month, man. Yeah, one of those characters who is always running her brains in front of a computer. She is a computer whiz kid, and then she doesn't sleep. She just relies on energy drinks. That is the impression I'm getting over here. But God, the colors are so dull on this character. Grumpy face as well. Okay, moving on to the next one here, we have Ami Ami exclusive from Pony Canyon. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this figure being displayed at an Akihabara storefront. Yeah, at the picture someone posted. So she has this really shiny looking outfit. Liliel or Ririsa, 23,000 yen, coming out in September 2025. And I have great news for everyone who enjoyed watching this anime. 2.5D Seduction Season 2 has been confirmed, in case you did not know. Yeah. This anime is already beating the crap out of my Dress Up Darling. Like, my Dress Up Darling is only 12 episodes, and the season 2 is confirmed sometime in 2025. I still don't know when. This anime got 24 episodes, 24 episodes, and then another season 2. Nice. Pony Canyon, their scale figures are okay, like, can't really comment much with when I haven't seen many of the figures. I think the most famous Pony Canyon scale figure to me was that Azalane figure. What is her name again? She looks like Shoten Doji, 2 horns in front. Man, I'm so bad at remembering names. Anyways, that Azalane figure went up to over 40,000 yen in the aftermarket. Yeah. Not to say this figure will go up to 40,000 yen as well. But that figure made by Pony Canyon, if I'm not mistaken, that one was great. So, hey, for Ririsa lovers, Lilia lovers, this could be a nice pre-order. Yeah. Or you can take a look at Mega House options. Mega House stuff are also Ami Ami exclusive anyway. Moving on to the last 3 figures on Ami Ami, they are so edgy that I need to cover them up. This, oh wow. You know, that jug over there, the milk jugs on her face, one single jug is bigger than my own face, I think. It is massive. Bernstein Fantasy Lady Holsteiner. Wow. Very German. 1x4 scale by binding, 44,000 yen, August 2025 release. Yeah, Cow Bikini Banzai, right? Last week or the week before, we had 2 Cow Bikini figures. Here we have another one. Cowgirls seem to be the main trend today instead of bunny girls. No, not my kind of figure at all. Moving on to the next one. This is kind of nice for a bunny figure. Coming from Pleiades, one of the better or one of the top tier edgy figure brands. We have VTuber Towa illustration by Daiji. 1x6 scale, 27,500 yen, coming out in August 2025. We actually have VTubers who are so hot. I did not know that. I like this a lot. Yes. Like, this is how you do bunny girl figures, man. Like, I'm so sick of plain bunny girl outfits that when I see something just a little bit different, I give a big thumbs up, and this is one of them. One day I am going to get a figure by Pleiades. I heard that they are really good. Moving on to the last figure on Ami Ami, we have Ama Mitsuki, original character, suffering from constipation. Yeah, and that is an Asian squat style toilet which is going out of fashion nowadays, I heard. 33,000 yen by Magic Bullet. Oh, Magic Bullet, that means they are connected to Native somehow. Yes. If this is your kind of thing, deification, making green tea, pre-order it. Like, the previous Magic Bullet figures by Native, they were excellent, right? I've seen the pictures by users over in MFC. They were great. This may feel expensive, but for a brand like Native, you don't ask Christians who like it or pre-order it. They often become expensive and rare after release. Yeah. I like this a lot. I certainly do. Just that even if I get one, I can only review it in places like, what do you call it? In places that allow me to upload stuff like that. Yeah, not on YouTube. So it does feel like a bad return on investment in a way, if you were to look at it from the perspective of a YouTuber. But at the same time, sometimes you just need to buy the stuff you really like instead of focusing on what is popular among other people, no? Sometimes you get too engrossed, too focused in getting views, and then you start doing things that other people like instead of what you personally like, and then you burn out. That is a problem most creators suffer from, be it a cosplayer, an artist, a photographer, a YouTuber. Sometimes you are so obsessed with the likes, the views, and then you start doing things that people demand and you forget about what you love the most yourself. Yeah. So for me, I would love to strike a balance. Sometimes I review figures that I know will be unpopular. I know it will get 1,000 views only, but I did it anyway because I love it. Yeah, I'm just trying to strike a balance in a way. So you will still see me buy figures like this, even though I couldn't review them on YouTube. I don't buy them that frequently, maybe 1 or 2 only per year. Yeah. Okay, our last stop this time around will be Ninin Game, checking out the edgy figures by Forge Japan and Beeful Insight that break very easily. They break even faster than my feelings. uh, this one is not yet on pre-order, presumably next week. We have Ana Kueha 1x5 skill by Forge Japan. Safe figure. You get to see Pansu, that is it. You can't cast off this one. Okay, the next one here, we have China girl doing kung fu while serving dim sum. I've seen this a few times. Okay, this is going for this is 1x7 scale, not 1x6. Okay, 126 US dollars is about 20,000 yen. Ninin Game and their site keeping on bugging out on the currency conversion. I like this a lot, man. I like it. I want one, but my problem isn't even the figure breaking upon arrival, man. Like, I can understand that because I buy resin figures. My problem isn't the fragility of the figures made by Insight. My problem is the figure not looking anything like being shown on these product photos. Like, they look like bootlegs. That is my biggest concern, actually. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Oh, this almost looks like a lolly version of Jingliu, isn't it? And I want it so badly. Yeah, we have a Hadaka lolly being locked up in a locker room because yeah, you can kind of tell what's going on just by looking at this preview picture. I don't need to elaborate too much. Nanase-san 1x6 scale by Insight 20k or only 1x6, not 1x4. Alright. Next one here we have Petan Elf. Amaryllis 1x6 scale by Insight 20,000 yen. And okay, this one has a 1x4 at 30,000 yen. Very lovely. She is wearing Hadaka apron, by the way. And the last two figure over here, Police Woman Chiharu. This is a re-release. So yeah, I talk trash about this brand so much, but people keep queuing up for them and they do get re-released. 20k at 1x6 scale and as usual 30k at 1x4. And that is all for scale figures on pre-order this week. Hopefully that nothing new comes up on Saturday because at the time of publishing this video, I am already attending day 2 of Comic Fiesta. I wouldn't be able to do anything on Saturday and Sunday. Alright, moving on to the third-party resin figure section, making use of OzGK, our affiliate partner for the third-party resin figures. Yeah, this week we have quite a bunch of stuff going on. We have a couple of interesting figures. Hopefully the third parties get their mess, sorted out. Okay, moving on to the first one, we have a few Anya figures as usual. Now we have Anya Forger cosplaying as Saber Ultra Pendragon by Lovely the Beast Studio. $99. Yeah, the one where she's crying with a broken Excalibur, that is... I need this. Even as an FGO fan who doesn't care about Anya figures that much, I need this. So it is not like you're getting 2 entire figures, you're just getting extra parts to swap out. And yeah, I would display it with this all day. This is nice. Here we have another Excalibur Saber Anya figure. This one, you get to have her in yellow hair or pink hair. Yeah, this one is falling out of favor simply because the previous one has the crying face. It's so much better. $111. No, pick the previous one. The third Anya figure over here, Little Red Riding Hood by Lucky Peanut Studio, $97. This one doesn't feel that special to me, isn't it? Yeah. Imagine buying every single Anya figure ever made. Oh boy. 200, 300 of them, including the genuine ones, prize figures. Next Anya figure over here, this is Totoro cosplay. Alright. That looks more like McDonald's hair color to me though. Normal color. That's version A, B, and C. And there's a derivative work color. Wow, so many versions, but no pictures. Only 2 pictures, but there are at least 5 versions over here. What the heck? 6 versions actually. Okay, $167 is okay considering you're getting the street sign and the dog over here, Bond. And the next one here, we have Hera Studio doing... Wait, did I cover this last week? Hera Studio has an excellent 1x4 scale and now they're making a chibi figure. I feel like I've covered this last week. But anyways, you can get her chibi figure for 93 bucks. Moving on to the next one, another chibi figure. We have Free Run by Vic Chai Studio, $49 only. 49 bucks, I would get myself a nice Pop Upgrade L or something, I think. Pop Upgrade L would be like $60, but still, yeah. I'm not a big fan of chibi figures in general, I suppose. Moving on to the next one, we have a really good looking figure of Windsmoke Reiju from One Piece by Bright Studio. $163 only, but this is 1x7 scale, coming out in June 2025. And the face sculpt on this Reiju figure is outstanding. She looks really nice. The translucent, transparent parts and everything, both on the outfit and the base, looks incredible. Like, this is a very striking figure. For One Piece fans, this could be potentially a very good purchase. This isn't too expensive for a resin figure. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, from Dan, we have Momo Ayase by Wawa Studio. Regular version and deluxe version, you get to strip her down into undergarment. No Hadaka parts, right? No Hadaka parts, because the police are after these companies. Regular version is only $148, yep. And then the first thing I posted this picture on, people complained, what is up with that face? Which I agree, this is a terrible face. This does not look good at all. But it is just a matter of time before other resin figure companies come up with a better figure of her. And even a genuine figure is on the way. I can't remember which brand, but I saw someone sharing the pictures online. Yeah, so I can't recommend this one, even though she is only $148. Moving on to the next one, we have Android 18 from Dragon Ball by Imini Toys. $129 only at 1x6 scale, coming out in September 2025. But is this action figure? Yes, it is. Alright, so that is actually a great price. I was about to write off the figure, you know, like, what is up with this plain pose, doesn't feel that exciting. And then I noticed it is action figure and she's getting this anime face. Okay. My opinion of this figure just like a complete 180-degree turn, man. Yeah, $130. Absolutely get one if you like her. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Cammy from Street Fighter by Play Toy Studio. This should be licensed figure brand, I think. Oh, it is mentioned here third party, but Play Toy is a licensed brand, right? Not too sure. Anyways, this is looking really good at $194, 1x6 scale action figure. Releasing in December 2025. That is a beautiful face. I'm normally not a big fan of realistic faces, but this one is pretty. This is lovely, man. Is this seamless? This looks like seamless. Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. Yep, seamless. There are no joints on the shoulder. This is a good purchase. Under $200. Okay, moving on to the next one. Another Cammy White figure by Starman. Okay, this is $194. Very similar price. Let's have a look at the face and see which one looks better. This is also really good. Wow. Okay, I think I prefer this one a little bit better. Maybe because of the jawline is a little bit sharper. Yeah, the jawline is a little bit different. This is good as well. Oh, this is a great angle. This is a bad pose, man. What the heck? This looks really weird. Meanwhile, this angle looks amazing. Yeah. Tough choice, isn't it? Both of them look amazing. And this is what competition is all about. In the end, it is all down to articulation, I suppose. Some figures will give you better articulation range than the others. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have a $3,000 licensed resin figure over here, 1x2 scale from Pure Art Studio. This is Sintra from The Witcher 3. Oh, $3,000. That almost cost as much as one of my cameras, man. Okay, December 2025, coming out. Yeah, coming out in December. If you are so rich that you don't know what to do with your money, would you spend $3,000 on a statue or a figure? You know what? $3,000, I would rather use it to buy a 1x1 scale life-sized doll. You know what kind of doll I mean? 1x1 scale life-size silicone doll of my favorite anime character, but I would keep it tight and sealed inside a display case. No, I wouldn't bang it or something like that. But that is what I would spend $3,000 on. I mean, a 1x2 scale resin figure though, I'm not so sure. But that is just me, and I'm saying this because I'm poor. If I were actually rich, maybe my opinions would be very different, you know? Yeah. Whenever you see someone say, I wouldn't spend this kind of money on this thing, that's because you're poor. If you were rich, you would say something completely different. Same thing applies to me. Moving on to the next one, from Mio Studio, we have an original character, Demon Judy. Yeah, their own original character. Apparently, this starts from $240 or so without wings. I don't know who would get one without wings and get the Hadaka version only. So you can get the one with wings for around $292, which isn't too expensive. So there are a few variants over here. I wouldn't click on them because they are Hadaka parts, interestingly. So this is coming out in June 2025, quite soon. Moving on to the next one, we have a licensed figure, 1x6 scale silicone version, Huoling from Perfect World. I've seen this name so many times. By Cosmic Creations, $190 only. And this is actually an action figure. You can pose it. I haven't seen an action figure from Perfect World yet, I think. Most of them are resin figures, and that is a very beautiful face. Yeah, for an action figure, this looks incredible. $190, very reasonable. Moving on to the next one from Hera Studio. I keep remembering them for their Violet Evergarden 1x4 scale. This time around, they came up with Ren Yamashiro from Mato Seihei no Slave, and this is 1x4 scale at just under $300. All I want to see is the face. Oh, this is realistic version, right? Where is the anime version face? Please include it in the set. Pose is a little bit too bland, unfortunately. The color. I mean, the realistic face looks fine. She is very pretty. But I would prefer if they give us the anime face option as well. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have a prototype of Hiragi Uchena from Meng Yaxiang Studio from Gushing Over Magical Girls. Hell yeah to season 2. I'm a little bit concerned right now, like Kadokawa was being purchased by Sony, not exactly purchased, like Sony has the biggest stake in Kadokawa now at 10%. I hope that they wouldn't double down on censorship. No, I hate Sony so much. Only time will tell, right? And there's nothing much we can discuss about this figure over here other than getting a good look at her face, and she is looking fabulous over here. Alright, moving on to the next one from We Art Doing Studio. They have this series of original artwork figures, and this is incredible. This is pretty. I'm not sure if I would spend $179 on each of these, which isn't very big, but they are some of the most creative figures I've seen from original artists among third-party resin figure brands in China. Yeah, so this is Apple Fairies. You get to buy them in red, black, and green. No, the longer I speak over here, the more inclination for me to make mistakes. Okay, see how pretty this is? This is beautiful. And sometimes I feel like, while this isn't something off to my interest, anyone who loves artwork like this should support artists who make stuff like this. This is beautiful, man. So there we go. This is about the size. Yeah, well, this size, I think. And even the black color one is amazing. Where is it? There we go. So each color versions, they look slightly different. to the other, it is not like you can choose only one. It will feel incomplete, and in the end, you will want all three, where you end up paying a fortune for it. But as long you really like it, I don't see it as a problem. Where is the green color one? Just want to show you guys, right? Yeah. So as you can see, they all look different. $180 each, man. The most creative figure this week for sure. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Wow, from Tistles and Ton Studio, we have Seesaw, Miku and the other character, no, not sure who that is, on Seesaw, and they are riding something on a seesaw, which I don't have to describe and you already know what it is. $344 at 1/6 scale and 2 figures over there. Hell yeah, great value. So is Tistel and Ton Studio outside of China now, like their factory is somewhere else? Maybe in Hong Kong, you know. If they're able to make and sell something like this, maybe they have sorted it out, their production line. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh. Yeah, Valpis Foglia and Suzuran, right? Okay, from Arknights. When it comes to children, you need to teach them young. Yeah. I can't show you much, unfortunately. This is so... Wow. Okay. And I could certainly imagine a lot of people are going to pre-order this thing. From Shining Star Studio, once again, hopefully they have sorted out the production part when it comes to not making this thing in China. There are the barefoot version and also the one with stockings. Personally, I would go for the one with stockings. Yeah, my kind of thing. Moving on to the next one, we have 2 Honkai Star Rail figure this week. The first one is Jingliu by World Studio. I feel like I've seen them make a figure of Jingliu before. Maybe they are making a new version. And of course, you can get her with... display her with the blindfold or the one without. I'm very happy with my Epsim Studio version. I don't see myself buying a second resin figure of Jingliu. Though if Apex Toy makes one, hell yes, I would get a PVC figure of her. So deluxe version is going for $312, and no, you can't remove her clothes. That is the reality of the accept today if you buy most third-party resin figures coming out in September 2025. The second one over here, this is perhaps one of the most tragic figure this week among the third parties. This is really bad. You know the figure looks so wow, no. This is a huge figure. I want the telescope so badly, and then they proceed to mess up her face in such a bad way that this looks like a bootleg figure. So this is Honkai Star Rail Asta Deep Space Observer from AF Studio. $328 September 2025 release. And let me show you guys the face, and you will immediately say no. Yeah, that looks horrible. This looks like a bootleg figure, man. In fact, if there is a bootleg company who made a bootleg of this resin figure, I would buy that bootleg because I wanted everything else but not the figure. I want the telescope over there. No, please don't. That is one horrible face. I have no idea what went wrong over here. Fix the face, guys. Fix it. You'll still have time until September. Moving on to the next one, we have Remila Scarlet from Toho Project by Wei Yang Studio at $326, coming out in June 2025. I'm not sure how are they going to get this out in 6 months. This is a very complex figure. The only problem is that we have amazing genuine PVC figures already for Toho Project, so I'm not sure how many they are able to sell these, but at the same time, you need to remember that third-party resin figure companies, whenever they make something, their focus is on the China market, obviously. And Toho Project is immensely popular in China. Yeah, so this will probably sell for them. $326 1/6. Yeah, this is a massive figure, I think. Even at 1/6 scale, this would be 41 cm tall. Yeah, this is huge. Alright, moving on to the next one. Oh, yes! Baoban Sif from Fate Grand Order. Max Factory is making a scale figure of her, if I'm not mistaken, but no news yet other than an announcement. And this is by Luminous Studio. Oh, we had Luminous Box earlier in the genuine figure section. This is Luminous Studio. Different brand, I assume. 1/6 scale, no price, no release date yet. Oh, that is stunning, man. I want it so badly. Finally, a FGO figure by a third party that makes me want it so badly. This is incredible. Man, I'll wait a little while longer. I want to know what the final price is like. If it is like $250, yes, this is getting my pre-order. I want it. Oh, yes. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have another good figure with an early bird pre-order, Blue Archive White Wedding Dress Sora Saki Hina from Alice 21 Studio, a third-party brand that I can vouch for. They make excellent figures. Go and check out user photos of their Zenless Zone Zero figures. They are very nice. Okay, Sora Saki Hina, this is looking very promising already. Yeah. And finally, we have Moe Cute Studio with Arzelin Littorio at $166 1x6 scale coming out in September 2025. Very generic and boring looking figure. Yeah, nothing too special over here. So, alright, that is a nice base though. So far, this Blue Archive figure and Fate GO. My favorite third party this week. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. This is a surprisingly very good week. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know down in the comments below. And until then, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for anime figure content every week. And until then, I'll see you guys again soon. Happy holidays and goodbye.